I'm curious if or do you believe that there's a noble root underneath cancel culture and censoriousness? And if you grant such, can it be explained through an evolutionary lens?
You don't need to grant such to try to explain it with an evolutionary lens. But I would say the stories that we are most familiar with, including the Evergreen story, look like there are some bad faith, pick your mood disorder, narcissists, sociopaths, whatever, at the center of it, who capture good faith people who actually believe in what they're doing. And for the most part, it's those good faith people who actually believe in what they're saying and what they're doing who are on the front lines, who are the poor souls who get shown on video and who 5-10 years from now are going to be going, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, right? So they were easily captured. Perhaps they were just naive because they were young. Perhaps they were seeking community because it's hard to find community now in an age when most of the traditional sources of community have disappeared. There are a lot of reasons to have sought something and to have been snookered by it. So, I mean, at some level, that's the evolutionary answer too, is that seeking a group with whom you share something and whose other members you think legitimately might have your back makes a lot of sense. The thing with cancel culture is they don't have each other's backs. They pretend they do, right? But once they get rid of the next group, once we saw this at Evergreen, right? I can't remember the order in which it went, but the various demographic groups sort of started falling by the wayside. You got more intersectional points than I do because I'm straight and a woman, right? And just being a white woman isn't enough anymore to be included. And I'm gonna take a guess here and say you're a cis straight white male, and my God, you just you just have no authority whatsoever.
He's manspreading right now too.
And so clearly this particular movement doesn't actually have anyone's back. It's pretending to have people's backs, and people are getting fooled by it, but it doesn't actually.
So I just add one thing to this, which is I want you to put yourself in the mind of an ancestor who discovers that they are suddenly the only person in the group who believes something on which something important depends. Even if everybody else is wrong, the pressure to rejoin the group and say what they're saying, even if they've got it wrong, is immense because the alternative is literally starvation. So if you imagine what Heather's saying, you've got bad actors and you've got confused people. The confused people are being manipulated by basically being threatened with the equivalent of modern starvation if they step out of line, and that makes them tools of something unholy. But when you approach them, realize you've got one important question at first. Am I dealing with a bad actor, in which case I've got one set of problems, or am I dealing with a confused person who's being manipulated by fear, right? Then it's a whole different set of issues. And categorized that way, you will see a different landscape.